William Tincup, and we're recording from isolved Connect in Chicago. We have Donna with us today. Donna, how are you doing?
I'm doing great.
You are great. You are great. Full stop. Let's just end the recording right now. Donna is great. Done. What do you do? Introduce yourself to the audience.
So I'm the employee relations manager for Phil Long Dealerships. We're an automotive franchise located in Colorado Springs, Colorado.
Yeah. And you told me yesterday, I think, was it 15 or 16?
We have 14 franchises. We have a corporate office. We have 3 nonprofits. We have an insurance agency located in one of our dealerships, and we also have a restaurant.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So employee relations, how did you get into that?
So I started with the company over 30 plus years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, not in human resources. I just kind of worked my way through the ranks.
Right.
When I did make it to HR, which was probably maybe 16 or 17 years ago, I started as an HR recruiter.
Yep.
I then became an HR specialist.
Yep.
An HR representative or
That's
generalist.
usually what we call battlefield promotions. Somebody leaves or so there's a problem. Somebody's like, oh, who's good at that? Well, Donna's pretty good at something. Let's see if she can go fix that.
That's true.
Tag, you're voluntold.
Exactly.
So were you doing employee relations? Were you doing that during COVID?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
That's, it's interesting because employee relations and communications both, they became more important. They've always been important, but to the world, they became more important because it's like, who's communicating to everyone? Like, who's managing this bit?
Exactly. But we did not stay remote for very long. In fact, our owner at the time, Jane Chimino, who unfortunately has passed away, but he made us an essential employer because we were responsible for servicing vehicles and keeping people on the road.
That's fair. That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That is really fascinating. All right. So I'm going to ask you a couple of questions.
Okay.
Right? One is a challenge that you're facing right now, HR, payroll, communications, relations, etc. Tell us a little bit about that problem and how you're attacking it.
So I would say our biggest challenge is turnover. We're in the automotive industry.
Right.
A lot of our employees work on commission, right? So they only make money if they sell cars.
Right.
And really, we noticed a challenge during an exit interview when the employees were telling us it takes too long to get paid because sometimes it could take as long as 30 days.
Oh, wow.
Before you receive a paycheck.
Oh.
And we're paid semi-monthly.
Right.
So on the 15th and 30th.
Right.
And
that's not unusual.
No, not at all. So we did a roundtable discussion with our executives.
Was that just with the commission folks?
With our newly hired sales.
Got it.
Yes. And so we decided to pay them, get them more paychecks.
Right.
In a more efficient manner. So the newly hired sales consultants were paid 3 times a month instead of twice a month. So they were paid training pay.
Got it.
And then they
didn't have to wait a whole month to get whatever their first check was.
Exactly.
Well, and, again, in that game, sales makes everything else go, right?
That is correct.
So listening is a part of, again, employee relations. You listen to them, they'll tell you stuff. Some of it, okay. But some of it, if you listen, have your ear to the ground, you listen to them, it's like, I can solve that problem.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, and it's a win for the employee. I mean, we're talking about from the HR perspective, the employer's perspective, but for the employee, now they don't have to worry about as much about that stuff.
That's correct.
I love that. Okay. That's huge. That's good. All right. So a recent win, big or small, doesn't matter what it is, but what have you had as a recent win? Tell us about it.
So I facilitate our PTO cash out program, so paid time off.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's where our employees can cash out some of their PTO if they're going through hard
Yeah,
times,
yeah.
experiencing difficulties.
Right,
And so that is something that makes me feel good every time I get, an approval from the committee.
right.
It makes me feel like a people hero.
Right.
Yeah.
But they can cash out for any reason, or do they have to justify it?
No, they do
They
have
have
to
to
provide us
Yeah,
evidence of the need.
right.
Hmm.
Because those are days that they've accumulated, I guess, right? Well, it's not unlimited PTO,
No,
it's
we
a
don't
PTO,
have.
right.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
those days, they cost. There's a cost associated. I think on the balance sheet, they show up as liabilities. So they have to justify that to then be able to justify the cost.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that tracks. So have they gotten, have they ever gotten good at justification?
Oh, yeah. Sometimes you have to go back and ask for additional
Yeah.
information. Sometimes they just send you the information without the evidence
Here's
proving need.
here's the bill. Yeah.
Exactly.
Here's what I need to pay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's more for catastrophic type of events. For
Right.
example, we had an employee lose his home in a fire, so that's an easy give.
Oh my goodness.
People that are going through divorces and have their assets frozen, they
Right.
need to find a place to live, because they were kicked out of the home.
Oh
So,
my God. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I could
Hmm.
see that. Do you have any anxiety? Do they have any anxiety about telling the company about their personal stuff? Seeing
Occasionally,
weirdness there?
one of few,
Okay.
I should say. I did have one employee, but he was such a long-term employee with her
Right.
company that I just made a call to our CFO and he
Yeah.
approved it.
Yeah, you didn't
Mhm.
have to go through a whole process.
No.
Yeah, I like that.
Mhm.
I like the program too. I like the ability again, if you're the company's there for you at a time when you need it. That's what loyalty is so hard these days, both ways,
Mhm.
where to employee and vice versa. But it's like when a company shows up when you need them to show up,
Mhm.
it kind of motivates you to stay there and work harder, or whatever else.
Right.
Yeah, it it definitely has an impact. I don't know how long that impact lasts or that other stuff, but
Well, you hope it lasts a long time.
you hope it does. That's the goal. Um,
Exactly. But I think the employees are very appreciative.
oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Even just to know it's there
Absolutely.
and to know that there's other people, whether or not they talk openly about it or not, just to know that, hey, listen, if something happens and really get crisscross, I've got somebody in my corner.
Right.
I mean, you got friends and family and stuff like that, but they actually have your company
Mhm.
be able to have a mechanism to then help you. I love that.
Thank you.
Advice that you would give after doing this for more than 2 years, advice you'd give to someone just getting into HR. What's your favorite advice?
Patience.
Good
That would be my
luck.
advice. But it takes patience,
Yeah,
to work with the employees and what they're dealing with from an HR perspective. But it also takes patience to get to where you want to be
100%.
career wise.
Well,
So,
everything. So you're managing executives and you got their impatience on things not happening fast enough, right? And you've got employees and their impatience and things not happening for them like they thought or fast enough or whatever. You got corporate priorities that are shifting in your own career. How do you
mhm,
manage that? How do you get into the next thing that you want to get into? Patience is great.
mhm.
How do you teach patience?
I don't know that that's something that can be taught. I think
Yeah.
it's something that's ingrained within you. But
The only thing I've been asked this question, so that's why I asked. I don't know. I think you're right. I don't think it's probably genetic and you're
Mhm.
predisposed or not predisposed to it. But
Right.
what you can do is to teach it to others is be patient.
Right.
So if you're surrounded with people that are patient, you you your engine runs a little slower, and you tend to kind of model yourself around people that are patient.
Right.
Like if they're graceful, then you become graceful. If they have empathy, you become more
empathetic.
that's right.
Absolutely.
And so I think patience, while we can't take courses, go through a class, go read a book, stuff like that. I don't think that works, but I think that just surrounding yourself with people that you want to model after.
Like-minded people.
Yeah. And it's like you start migrating, whether or not they're in the department or somewhere else, you start migrating yourself around people that are like that.
People that you want to emulate.
Yeah. Yeah. And then all of a sudden it's like they have patience. I don't have patience, but they have patience. It'll rub off on me.
Right.
And then I'll learn how they deal with things. And they're not as stressed out because they don't have that impatience. They find a way to kind of manage their anxieties. All right. People hero. A people hero is, finish this sentence.
I would say someone who's reliable. Someone employees feel that they can count on to get them the answers that they need when they need it. Or if not, point them in the right direction.
Right, right. Reliability is so important because, again, you're not dealing with one day it's hot, one day it's cold. Being that level-headed kind of HR pro, they can come in and you're like, okay, let's talk a little bit about this. Okay. And again, it's relative, but it's being patient and then understanding, and you know what they need from you at this particular moment is calmness and that reliability of not being one person one day and one person the next day, which is extremely difficult because you've also got a life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you've got interests, passions, hobbies, life, husband, bless you, husband, kids, great family. You got all this crazy stuff that you're managing as well.
Yeah.
And your own career. So sometimes they can hit you on a bad day. And it's hard to then kind of take that stuff, shoulder it, and go, I need to be a reliable source. I need to be, for them, I just need to be steady Eddie. I need to be static and patient.
Right.
And then once they leave, I can go back to the chaos of my life. That's really important. That's cool. All right, I'm going to find one more question that you're not prepared for.
Okay.
All right. When times get tough, what keeps you motivated?
Gosh, my family.
Yeah.
Being able to support them.
Yeah.
So, my husband, the activities that we like to do,
100%.
when we're not working, just life.
Yeah.
In general.
Yeah, I think there's no right answer with that. It's really kind of comes down to your faith, family, all that stuff. It's like something else outside of that needs to just calm everything down because you know that you'll weather it. But, when you get to a certain age, I think that it's not the first time or the last time that this will happen.
Right.
Like, when market crashes, if you've been through a number of market crashes, there's not a freak out.
Right.
It's like, the market's going to do what it does.
It's coming again.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It is. But you don't freak out about it like you would at 18. At 18, all of a sudden the stock market loses half of its value. You're like, what? What is going on?
I need to pull my cash out.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to put it in my mattress.
Exactly.
But if you've done that over a couple of times, this is true of like employee situations. Your first sexual harassment investigation is wrecking. It wrecks you.
Absolutely.
As an HR pro. It's like, I didn't believe it. I didn't understand it, this, that, and the other. Like I didn't expect all that stuff. And your second one, you're not numb, but it's like, okay, well, here's the process.
Right.
It becomes kind of depersonalized. Like you don't think about it being Steve and Sandy or whatever the bit is, you sort of like, okay, here's what we need to do.
Right.
We need to gather information. And we got to do this. Like we got to, like you can you calm yourself down.
Right.
Which is a really cool way of dealing with trauma or things that are really tough.